Alright then, well, a nice, exciting qualifying session once again has led us to the start of a Grand Prix. Welcome along to the 19th or 18th round, something like that, of the F1RC Season 11 campaign. We're here for the United States Grand Prix. As you can see, the American flag waving at the exit of Turn 1. Beautiful circuit here, first race here in 2012, of course, at the Circuit of the Americas. 20 corners around this venue here in Austin, Texas. And let's introduce your starting grid for the Season 11 US Grand Prix. Then James Rigby once again snatched pole position away from his teammate, so he starts on pole with Chris starting in P2. Epic Lexer for VCarb, he will start P3 with Ninja Warrior in P4. Oiskry in P5 for the green Lamborghini this weekend, and the reserve driver of Bronze P, P6, that is Bacon. Then we have Vieira in P7 from McLaren, his debut, and here comes Trident in P8 for Red Bull. P9 is going to be Ferrari this weekend, it's going to be Sam, and then P10 goes to the hideous creature Adani. P11 got a 5th place grid drop in qualifying. He starts at P11. This is going to be Bruno Raptors with the second V-carb of Liam. This is for some reason. He's right there. Then we have Voltaire here for Mercedes, and then Axel for Mercedes, and then we have Quag, Matt, and Pixel at the back of the grid. Alright. Alongside me, we have Matsky and Arati, and Boom. How you guys doing?
Yeah, for some reason, Sam and Ita swap for some reason.
Who?
Sam and Ita, I think, swapped places for some
No,
reason.
Sam is Ferrari. He's gonna be Ferrari because he's a Mercedes driver.
No, I mean on the grid.
Oh.
Yeah, Sam's ahead of Ita, but he should be behind him. Ita is behind Liam, where Sam should be, and Sam is in front of Danny.
Okay, so Voltaire, go where the Ferrari is. Sam, go where the Mercedes is. Come on, do it quick, do it quick. Alright, Voltaire, move forward, move forward. Mercedes, move forward. Come on, Voltaire. Come on, we're gonna get this going, bro. Come on. Voltaire, come on, man.
Is he in the...
No,
he is in.
Move up. Come on. Right here, perfect. Yes, there we go. Alright, let me reset one more time. Alright.
And laps are not gonna count in the first lap, but this is expected, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, we will change it. Alright, CC limit 30, 35, 40. Everyone ready?
Ready.
Okay then.
Yep.
Great attendance, I'm expecting. This is gonna be a chaotic race, I already know it, but let's do it.
I love it.
Alright then, so as we get prepared for 30 laps of racing around the Circuit of the Americas, final stand of the drivers for the US Grand Prix, it's lights out and away we go. James Rigby doesn't get a particularly good one. Chris does is going to maybe pull alongside his teammate and maybe into the lead by the time we head up to the first corner, and Chris is leading, but Epic Lexer to the inside of the Rusties. He's trying to take the lead off of him, but Chris is going to smartly defend, and Chris now leads the US Grand Prix. James Rigby trying to defend off the Bronze GP of Green Ninja Warrior, Epic, and Oiskry is scrap of their own right now, but crucially Chris got an electric start. There's a Red Bull in the background going wide. They look like Trident in the background. Green Ninja Warrior trying to take the lead off his championship rival now with the switchback, and by the time we're going to hit the turn 11 hairpin, this is, here we go into the hairpin. Well, Green sending to the inside, they're going to break later than his rival, but Green Ninja Warrior is unable to make the overtake for the time being. Chris is still slightly ahead. Oiskry now putting a challenge himself. James Rigby is getting a horrible start. He's down a P5, four-way fight for the lead at the front of the field. Chris, this is Oiskry versus Epic versus Green Ninja Warrior. Forward to the apex we go. Green, I think he's the one that's latest on the brakes, and he's now ahead of the entire field, so Green leads the race. Epic in second. Oiskry trying to send it to the inside, try and get back to second. Chris trying to make a move. James trying to make a move. Lots of action going on. There's multiple cars cutting in the background. We're going to spectate here. Bacon in the midfield fighting with the Ferrari here. This is Sam in the Ferrari he's fighting with. There goes the Red Bull of, I think that's Trident. Looks like Trident. We'll change everyone's laps once everything's done. We'll change everyone's laps, don't worry.
Jordi, just a thing. I think it was Sam, but there was a V-Cup that cut massively in Sector 1.
Yeah, I saw, it was someone, I didn't see who it was, but I saw someone.
It was a V-Carb, but I don't know which one.
Okay.
So V-Carb under investigation, probably.
Alright. So, we don't have proof right now, so I guess we won't do much as the laps get changed. It was Wash Pixel.
Okay, no.
Oh,
Sam.
it's Sam. No, wait, that's not. No, that's not Sam. It's not Sam. No. It's Liam.
No, it's Sam.
No, Sam's in the Mercedes. Sam's the Ferrari. My bad. Sam's the Ferrari.
Sorry, Liam's in a. So then Liam.
Alright,
Liam 5-second penalty for cutting.
Alright. Alright, Liam with a 5-second time penalty.
It was the same thing Bruno did. So.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Alright, well, the battle at the front of the field. Let's see what's going on here. Is it's still a five-way scrap at the front of the field. James Rigby now the one leading the train of 5 cars, trying to take the lead off of each other. And the Rusties of Chris going a little bit wide, fighting Oiskry right now. James Rigby defending off the V-Carb. Greninja Warrior in P3. Oiskry's dropped off a bit, but James continuing to lead. Liam with another 5-second time penalty for these insane corner cuts that he's doing right now. Greninja Warrior trying to sneak up into P2, but it's not going to work on this occasion. So, your race order for the time being, it is James from Epic, then Green, Chris, Oiskry, Pixel. Great start from him from last on the grid. And we have Bruno, then Bacon, Danny, Trident, the 2 Red Bulls in the top 10. Then we have Sam and Ginger, Leon, Vieira, Voltaire, Matt,
Oh, there's a
Quag.
that's fun.
Oh, a Braun. That's probably going to be Bacon in this occasion. Yeah, it might have been Bacon. Was it at turn 1? There's another. Okay, Liam's doing it again. There was another car that was cutting. It's ahead of Bacon.
Yeah, I'm just spectating
It's
Liam this
Liam.
entire time. So.
Okay, so it's Liam. Liam trolling about. One more, you're going to be disqualified, mate. Come on, just cut it out.
No, Crush, I'm watching him. He did not do it just now.
Well, there was someone that did it, so Bruno currently fighting
Well,
the...
yeah, Liam did it, but he did. But yeah, we already won. That was the.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm spectating Liam this entire time. He has cut it 3 times. If he does it again, it's a disqualification.
Alright,
He already
understandable.
has 17 since he's...
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, already? What's
Oh,
the limit again?
30?
30.
Yeah.
30, okay.
Currently the 2 Red Bulls fighting for the final points position right now with Trident and Danny. Lots of lag here, so I can't really tell what's going on. But okay, we're fine now. Trident trying to think about a move on his team. And you can see the Lambo of Bruno and I believe that is Quag up ahead of him. No, is it? No, Bruno and Pixel, my bad. They're having a scrap of their own. But we're focused on the 2 Red Bulls
Wait,
and
Pixel?
Trident. Yeah, Pixel's Audi because he joined late, and so technically like
Oh.
Bacon's the reserve for Braun. So yeah. Trident right now isn't able to make a move on his teammate of Danny. Meanwhile, we're going to see what Bruno's doing. Is he defending Pixel for the time being? Looks like he has gapped them ever so slightly. So there's that. Crucially on the front, speaking of gaps, James Rigby with a roughly 1-second gap to his rivals behind him with Green and Chris, currently the 2 championship rivals. I think they might be wheel to wheel. No, they're not. Oiskry is actually in P3 right now. Green in P2. Chris trying to think about a move on the Lamborghini, but not going to work on this occasion. Epic has dropped back a little bit, but here comes Chris. He's still on the rear end of the Lambo, of the green Lambo this weekend. Bit of a switchback move, trying to take a tighter line compared to Oiskry. And Chris has won a few races this season. He's trying to see if he can maybe win another as his teammate is leading this one. James Rigby still out in front. Chris trying to go around the outside of the penultimate corner, and Oiskry smart to defend it, but he has gone a bit wide. Makes a bit of a mess of it at the final corner, and Chris says thank you very much. Easy overtake for him, and up into P3 will go hump down the Braun GP this time round. Let's see if he can make it a 1-2 for Rusties. Epic now, let's see if he will now try and get involved in this action as well. He's smelling some Lamborghini blood right now. Jump right up the rear end of the Lambo is Epic Lexer. Can he make an overtake? Liam's into the pit lane, probably to retire, I would imagine. But Epic Lexer has made a move on Oiskry, and Chris now that much closer to Greninja Warrior, going a bit wide though through that corner. So Liam has pit. I wonder when the pit stop phase is going to happen at Epic Lexer. He's thinking about a move even on the Rusties of Chris, but wasn't able to make the overtake happen on this occasion. So there's your top 5, all closely matched together, all within roughly 2 seconds of each other. So there's that Epic Lexer. Looks like he's more confident on the brakes entering the hairpin compared to the Rusties. So let's see if Epic Lexer will think about a dive. We know how deep he can go on the brakes, but Chris, he's trying to go even deeper, trying to think about a move on the Braun GP of Greninja Warrior. Not going to work on this occasion. So he's going to have to go back at it for round 2. A little wide at the exit of the penultimate corner. Oiskry's been slightly gapped by these guys ahead of him. 1.3 seconds to gap out in front now. So let's see how that will plan out. A little bit of lag here. Looks like Bruno in the background. He has gapped Pixel, Trident, Where's Danny in all of this? Something's happened with Danny because he's been overtaken by Sam. Oh, Bruno, bit of a mistake at the top of the hill to turn 1. And there goes Pixel. Easy overtake for him up the inside of turn 2. And Pixel now ahead of the Lambo. Unless Bruno's going to try and fight this back through the S's. Wheel to wheel, side by side they go. And Bruno defending the inside line. Pixel trying to get a tighter line through the S's. Can he make the overtake on this Lamborghini? Not sure he's going to make it stick. No, he won't for the time being. And he's actually gone wide, has the Audi for the moment. So there's that. We're going to spectate Danny. Not sure what happened with him, but he's lost a position to his teammate and also the Ferrari. So he must have made a mistake or something somewhere around the lot. So he's down out of the points now. And no, he's actually in P10, my bad. So there's that. Liam's not disqualified yet, right? He's just pitted.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on him.
Okay.
No, he is not yet. He has been clean since we gave him the warning.
Alright. Oh, Oyster a bit wide to the final corner, but Epic Lexer now right on the rear end of Chris now. Maybe Tower was starting to get into effect to the inside maybe, but Chris is going to be smart to defend the inside line through the first corner. A bit of lag, so can't really tell what's going on. I think Epic might have made a move. I'm not quite sure. I think he might be wheel to wheel with the rest of these right now. Yep.
Oh, who's that Mercedes that has gone into its axle?
Axel,
He
oh.
messed up his pit entry.
Oh, and
No,
he's coming into the pit lane.
He
Puts on soft
overshot
tires.
the pit entry
Ah, okay. Just put on soft
and
tires.
hit the wall.
Alright. Unfortunate for him. But Chris now severely under pressure from the V-Carb of Epic Lexer. And I think Epic has made an overtake on the Rusties, which he has. So Epic now up into P3. Into the podium spots he heads.
Matt, how the fuck are you tying Liam in corner cuts?
God damn. Okay. Freaking 18. Holy. Alright. Speaking of corner cuts, let's do a CC status update. So, Axel 6, Bruno 10, Danny 4, Epic 11, Trident 9, Green 9, James 9, Liam 18, Matt 18, Bacon 13, Oyster 11, Pixel 8, Sam 5, Chris on 9, Quack 14, Voltaire 10, Vieira 15, and that's all we got. Lap 8. I'm gonna rejoin. This lag is getting it's hitting now. Yeah. It's getting a little bit intense, so we shall see.
Because this car feels like 2014 Ferrari.
Nice. Hang on. Alright. Reset.
But I'm also gonna rejoin to
Alright, back
get
to
rid of this
roughly
lag.
90 FPS it says. Back to 70, 60, 50. God damn, it just drops. Alright, well. At the front, we see Epic has overtaken Chris, as I said. And even more crucially, Greninja Warrior, he has closed the gap to James Rigby. Currently, James still has the fastest lap, but a 29.8 compared to a 30.5 in the first sector with these two. Might make the scrap for the lead a little bit interesting. In the final sector we go. Looks like Green about a 10th down this time on the Rusties. Will James Rigby have learned the ways of how to manage his tires? We know that he can be quite pacey around Kota. So can Green though. The gap down to 0.5 of a second. Epic further 2 seconds behind. Nearly 3 seconds basically. Greninja Warrior and James Rigby, the amount of scraps that they have had in the past. Look how much more confident the Braun is through the first corner. But yeah, the amount of times that these two have fought in the past. Great rivals on track.
Oh, there's a Lamborghini. Oh, Pixel, that's a warning for speeding.
Oh, okay.
Bruno and Pixel have come in.
So just some warning
Okay.
for Pixel?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so Bruno comes in. They choose to pit at a later pit box, so there's that. Bruno comes in, Pixel still in this pit box. Bit of a slower stop for him, but yep, Bruno's still ahead of his rival. We have a sensor, Pixel. We have a sensor, so we can see your speed. Danny, he has overtaken the Ferrari of Sam once again, and he's still behind his teammates. So Danny at least has made a little bit of progress throughout this race so far. Let's see if Sam can try and fight this back. Kind of a little bit cautious on the brakes through the hairpin. We continue on. Lap 9 of 30 now. James Rigby still leading. not opting to come into the pit lane. They think it's too early for that. Epic Lexer thinks similarly. Chris is coming in though. Chris is into the pit lane. So we saw earlier in Suzuka around 2 races ago where Chris decided to pull an undercut on Green and James Rigby, and it ultimately won him the race on the final lap. So let's see. We know that the tire wear around quota is quite high. What is Chris doing? He's put on a set of medium tires. So I do expect them to come again into the pit lane. Probably is going to be a 2-stop race. So let's see. As Chris now exits the pit lane, he's going to be behind the Ferrari of Sam. So he goes into P9. So there's that. One is possible, says Matt, on those tires, which is interesting coming from him, as we saw the type of tire where he had in Suzuka. Running on basically his rims, he was, so you can see the difference in grip. Easy overtake on the Red Bull. Chris is going a little bit wide, but he should be okay. He'll be fine. He'll live. And soon gonna be an easy overtake on the Ferrari of Sam. Switch back at the hairpin, better grip, more confidence, and Chris ahead of the Ferrari now. So let's see. What are these two at the front of the field up to do? James Rigby stays out. Green stays out. Does Epic, is he gonna follow Chris? Yes, he will. Epic into the pit lane. Alright. So Epic has decided to come into the box. He's gonna come in, pit whatever pit box you want. I don't care. He puts on a set of medium tires. So Epic Lexer, he has come in. Oiskry has also opted to stay out as well. So there's that. Meanwhile, where's Chris in all of this? He's coming around the final corner. Epic Lexer coming around the pit exit now, roughly. Will this be an undercut for Chris? I think it might be. The lag is a bit intense, but the undercut has worked. Epic with the 1 lap fresher tires, but Chris, crucially, he has gotten ahead of Epic Lexer, so we know the undercut does work around this circuit then. Not by much.
Well, Ita, you fucking idiot!
What's he done?
He just jumped out in the pit lane.
Oh. He's gonna break his car by the time he exits that pit lane. I don't think his car is gonna be moving anything above 58 kilometers an hour. He's gonna trundle down the pit lane, and we'll see what happens. But you can see the McLaren ahead of him. I believe that's Liam. Let's see. And he exits the pit lane. He's not going any quicker. And Voltaire, crucial mistake. Plus, he has jumped out.
Alright, pit close. That's pit close.
Yeah. It's a wrong button. Like the system's broken. So yeah, pit lane closed for the moment. Oh well. Too late. Oiskry came in. Okay, to be fair, we never closed the pit lane.
Green also came in.
Did he? Oh yeah, he's also in. Okay, so okay. To be fair, we
told you not to jump out.
Okay. To be fair, we never give penalties for closing the pit lane. So like, oh, Oiskry, why'd you choose that pit box, mate? Why did you choose that one? You chose the worst one of all of them. All right.
Also, I do have to say we did not inform people. I think that we even had this option.
Yeah. So okay.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's not gonna do anything. Green and Ois, you guys continue. You got no penalties.
I think just next season we should do that.
Yeah.
I will probably fix it so it actually says.
Pit's closed.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Voltaire is out of the race because he jumped out either way. So, but Oiskry, he had a horrible stop. Green Ninja Warrior, he came in. So now the one out in front is going to be James Rigby. If I can spectate him, there he is. So James Rigby, will he come into the pit lane? No, he also opts to stay out. Okay. He's probably learned his lesson from Suzuka. Yeah, his tire wear is quite intense. There's a car in the pit lane, not sure who it was, but there's someone there. Let's see. Alright, Chris. You can see there's a V-carb ahead of him. And that V-carb is Epic Lexer. You can see Ninja Warrior out ahead though. He's still come out ahead of these two, so the undercut hasn't proved that it's that powerful. So Ninja Warrior was able to pit later and still be ahead of his rival. As we have a box for Matt. So Matt is coming into the pit lane for Ford. In their home race, of course. Are they running in the points at the moment? It doesn't look like they are. They're actually a lap down. So Not going to be a good homecoming for them as it stands. Let's see. Bruno still fighting with Pixel. He's even fought with Danny right now. Danny's fighting Pixel right now. So let's see what this is going to be like. Pixel on the grass, little oversteer for him, and Danny. Going to be a three-way fight here, and this is for like P7 right now. So let's see what's going to happen. Danny looks like he's going to be the one at the very back. Bruno has made the overtake. He's going to try to make a double overtake here. He's going to see if he can overtake the Audi of Pixel. Will it work on this occasion? There's a Ferrari. Oh, no, it's just a little bit of lag. That Ferrari being Sam. So this probably basically the fight for P6. As it stands, lag kicking in.
James Rigby pitting.
Oh, James Rigby pitting. Okay, so James into the pit lane. And let's see where his rivals will be behind him. Where's Greninja Warrior? There he goes. Greninja Warrior. He's made that undercut work. There's a car ahead of him, too. That car was a lapped car of Liam. So Liam's being lapped here. James Rigby comes out to basically where his teammate's at. So Liam, probably get out of the way for your own teammate, mate. Blue flags. Gonna prove crucial, bro. So blue flags. Alright, he gets out of the way of Epic. Can he get out of the way of Chris and Jam?
I feel like I should add an option to the race control for black flag and blue flags.
If you can, that'd be great.
Yeah, that should just type a letter and then you are informed, or type a number or something or name.
Yeah. Alright, what's it called? Anyways. Bruno's still fighting with Pixel as we speak. I'm gonna rejoin once again, as it is still very laggy. It's been a pretty decent race. We're about halfway done. No safety cars, no VSCs, really no yellow flags even. We just had a pit lane close, that's about it, so... yeah, there's that.
What's going to be interesting are the CCs, because there's a massive difference even for...
And you know what else massive?
Because, for example, Danny and Chris I know have very low CCs, but James is currently on 26.
Ooh.
Even beating Liam.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
It's close to Matt. What the hell is happening with James?
Okay. Alright, well, Epic is on. Let's do a CC status update while we're at it. Bruno on 19, Epic 20, Trident 16, Green 22, James 26, Oyster 17, Pixel 14, Chris 13, Axel 17, Danny 14, Liam 22, Noah 22, Sam 13, Clyde 26. Oh, Matt's flipped it. And where is he flipped it at? He is, at the side of the racetrack. He's quite a ways off anyways, so...
Oh wait, yeah, sorry.
Let's see, we have a yellow flag in the final sector. He is quite a ways off of the track, and there's a... Oh, I see why he's flipped it. Okay, we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna... No, he's like way off. It's just an easy fix.
Oh, I see what happened.
Yeah, we're just gonna... Boom, there we go. Alright. Okay, well, Matt is out of the race. He has flipped it, and there's no coming back from that. Okay, well.
The green flag.
Green flag. Unfortunately, Matt is out of the race with an unfortunate flip for him. So Ford scoring no points in their home track, fortunately. As you can see, Arati there in the safety car. He is ready to go for any occasion. Bruno, so had a Pixel once again. Green leading by 3 seconds. So pit stop for Bronze GP has proved crucial, and it has worked out in Greninja Warrior's favor. Bacon, your race engineer. Okay, well, Matt's not gonna be Bacon's race engineer, fighting for P10, which is crazy. Where's Bacon? Let me see. Bacon. Oh yeah, this is the scrap right now for the points. So let's see, Bacon behind the Ferrari. You can see Vieira not too far ahead in P9 of the McLaren. Here comes Bacon to the inside. Danny gonna make a double overtake into turn 1, but he outbrakes himself. Bit too audacious for the Red Bull, and he's gone wide. Trying to make a double overtake. Wasn't gonna work. Here comes Bacon now trying to make a move on the Ferrari here. This is gonna be for P10, of course. A little bit wide for the Ferrari. There's a mistake by Sam. This could be Bacon's chance now. Can he make a move? He'll think about it, trying to be clever, trying to go around the outside, and Sam's actually gone wide. I think Bacon has made the move stick, and Vieira ahead of him. Bacon to the inside. Sam with a brilliant switchback, though, and he's going to stay ahead of the Braun for the time being, ever so slightly. Can somewhat tell what's going on, but yeah. No Russians? Okay, bro. Alright. Let's see. Epic doing his own thing. They've just lapped the Mercedes, I believe. So, yeah, Chris doing his own thing. Trying to catch up.
He DNF'd, crushed. He jumped out in the pit lane.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. Oh well. Such is life. Tried it in P8. He's having a pretty calm race right now. Not really no pressure. Oh, as I say that, being forced to cut the corner there because of a bump or lots of oversteer that he got. So fortunate for him, but he's trying. He's trying. It's still a four-way fight here. Sam's actually now overtaken Vieira. Three-way fight into turn 1 between Danny, Bacon, and the McLaren here. So I gotta see what this is about. We're gonna spectate the McLaren of Vieira right now. Looks like Bacon has made the move on Danny. Danny's trying to make some positions, make some ground up on these newer tires. Then Bacon to the inside of the McLaren of Vieira. He is a rookie, of course. Bacon has a little bit more experience, and he is easily able to make the move on his rival. And now into the hairpin we go. Can he fight this Ferrari? And now
Danny
Bacon into
is,
the points.
Retiring from the race.
Oh, Danny, my hand's completely numb. I can't. And he's pulled over to the side of the track. And Danny can no longer go.
Oh, never mind. He can go.
Oh, he can.
He is going.
Just had to unnumb it. Alright, so Danny continues going. And he is now behind. Is that Chris? Yeah, they're just lapped. Okay, he just got lapped. That's it. Alright. Well, unfortunately for Danny, had to just get rid of his hand, but, or unnumb it. Probably the one he jacks off with anyways, but, no wonder it's numb. But, yeah, okay. Alright, let's see. Nothing there, nothing there. The gap between James and Green is closed. 13 laps to go. Quai gets out of the way for his friend. 1.8 down to, what is it now? 9/10, so under a second. So James Rigby has done well to close up to Green Ninja Warrior. So this race isn't over, of course, and these two have fought for a race win in the United States before. Lap 19 of 30 we're on now, so doing good, doing good. I'm gonna actually go away from the race really quickly and check something in FGC and see the previous results from season 7. Let's see, season 7.
Ooh, 2 people, 1 away from a... Oh, Quack, 5 seconds.
Unfortunate. Okay, so James Rigby, he's never won in the United States. I thought he won in season 7, but he didn't. I'm just checking this really quickly if it could load, of course. Champs now really on the rear end of the Braun GP, so he is definitely thinking of an overtake. We're gonna ignore FGC, we're just gonna forget about it and focus on the fight for the race lead. James Rigby trying to take it away from the Braun GP of Green Ninja Warrior now, and he's now all over the rear end of the gearbox. Green with a bit of a mistake into the penultimate corner, little sliding. James Rigby to the inside of the final corner. I think he might have just done it, which he has. Brilliant overtake at the final corner, and James Rigby has made the move into P1, trying to go defensive as well as they hit the brakes. By the time they hit turn 1, Green Ninja Warrior trying to get a switch back on the Rusties. Is it going to work? Side by side they go into turn 2, and Jam still defending against this Braun GP, but Green trying to fight back into the race. He's going to swoop around the outside, and Green back into P1 once again. James doesn't want to give it up though. A switch back of himself. He's going to try it. Green all over the shop, and James Rigby now he's back ahead of the Braun GP. So brilliant racing by these two. And Green versus Jam, not a battle that you want to miss. These two always having a clean, respectful fight. Once again, they've done it. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, okay. Matt just being a race engineer, I guess. Question is, will these drivers choose to pit again? If they do, when? They've got about 10 laps
Pix already
remaining.
pitted.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing I know. I saw him pit.
Alright. Will they go to the end of the race? I highly doubt it. I think this is going to be a 2-stop race. So James Rigby ahead of Green Ninja Warrior. And you can see Green is sliding a decent amount, but he has opted to not come into the pit lane. Epic Lexer in P3 right now. He is doing best he can. Epic Lexer's into the pit lane. So Epic comes in. What about Chris? Is he going to follow him? I can't tell. I don't know where Chris is at. Chris is... Oh, he's miles ahead. Okay, never mind. Or he's miles behind. Something happened with Chris. Holy, okay. Because he is miles behind Epic Lexer. I didn't see what happened with Chris, but... yeah.
Oh, it's warning for speeding.
Great. So Oiskry's now into the pit lane. He's even let Ois through, which is crazy. Alright, here's Chris. Gonna need a miracle for him to get something out of this race, being nicely outscored by his rival. As Epic has come out of the pit lane and he's still ahead. What about Oiskry? Oiskry's just now exited the pit lane, so there's that. Chris will probably need something like a safety car to help bring him back into this race, which we've had no sign of. So he's gonna have to rely on just straight pace and strategy if he wants anything to occur. Currently you see the McLaren of Vieira in the background. He's having a bit of oversteer, and I think he might be into the pit lane, which he is. So Vieira is into the pit lane. Alright, Matt telling... Oh, Danny, something with Danny again. He's typing. Safety car, please, he says. Okay, well, we're just not going to pull the safety car off for no reason, bro. That's not how it works around here. Matt telling his driver, Bacon, to push on. Bruno with a 5-second time penalty for excessive corner cutting. You gotta put the reason at the top as well. You gotta put the reason, not just Bruno 5 seconds.
I'm just gonna say CC and people will know what I mean.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling there may be more with... Yeah, Quag's one away again.
There's a... yeah, Quag's in the pit lane, so... I mean...
Yeah, I know, there's people pitting. No one has sped, I think.
Yeah, no one's really sped. I mean, they've had a few warnings, but that's it. Alright, let's see. Okay, so... Green, a little bit of oversteer. Jam's still ahead, I think, is he? I don't know. Oh, no, wait, where's James? Oh, James is like miles clear. Bro, I'm missing all the action. I think Green might have pit this lap. That's probably why. Yeah, I think Green might have pit. Axel says he's retiring, though. Axel says he's retiring. So Green Ninja Warrior going for the undercar. We're going to see what's happening with James Rigby, if he will choose to come into the pit lane this lap or stay out for another. And looks like he is going to stay out. We're going to see what's going on with Axel as he is on the side of the track where the grass is. Says he can no longer go on, and I think he's going to be out of this race. Not in a dangerous spot, so just park it up at the end of the straight, mate. Plan to retire. Danny used arrows. Bruh, the arrows. Oh my. That is crazy. I think he's a controller user, so I don't know. The gap between the race leader and P2, 19.7 seconds.
Well, even if he is controller, he can quickly use the keyboard. Oh, Quack has a 10 stack.
Great, alright. Well, right now, if James Rigby were to pit, he would come out behind Green, but with some pressure tires, so I think he's trying to do a strategy that his teammate in Suzuka might have learned from it or something, I don't know. But we move James Rigby about to lap Green's teammate Bacon. He is approaching him, so just be prepared for that. Quag says to retire, and Quag will probably pull into the pit lane or something and also retire.
Like he says his car is stuck.
Oh, okay.
He's on the middle of the track. What?
Oh, let's see.
Okay, he's jumped out in the middle of the track. Okay, hold up. Is it? Are you sure? Or are you just trying?
He's trying.
Hold up, wait.
He's.
Get out! Get out!
It's not.
Hold up. I want to see whether or not he's trolling or he's actually being serious, because.
Wait, who?
Quag is in the middle of the circuit of turn, or the S's, the entry of the S's.
Hold up.
He's jumped out.
No, he jumped out earlier. So anyway, so no, you're not stuck. He's just trying to cause a fucking safety car.
Okay, no safety car. Green flag, move it. That's it. Simple.
He jumped out directly in the
In
before
the track.
I even
Right.
yeah he jumped out already, so that's why I jumped him.
Alright. No reason for safety car
Flag
then.
is out.
I think James Rigby, I think what he's planning on doing is pulling a strategy that he did in Turkey and staying out on this set of tires for as long as he can and praying
And if he
something
gets
doesn't
a
happen.
CC,
Yeah,
if he gets a CC,
it's
then
a
he
penalty.
will have a. And then he'll be ahead, and he will have 5 more to
Yeah, so
use.
Green's on 28. James Rigby, he's still staying out. I'm not sure what his strategy plan is. Epic on 25, Trident 29. Bruno 32 has already got a 5 sec. Pixel 27, Oyster 21, Chris 23.
Now, if James
like,
gets a penalty, then Green can also just push, get 2 CCs, then he's on fresher tires.
yeah, and he's got
So it's
a.
a risk what James has done.
It's incredibly risky. I'm not sure what his ideal plan is, but he
Oh,
is.
Trident 5 sec.
Okay, I'll try it with a 5-second penalty. The gap is 12 seconds out in front. James Rigby losing about 3 seconds a lap compared to his rival. There's only a handful of laps to go. He needs something to happen. He's got 1 CC before he gets a penalty. And Green Ninja Warrior coming around the hairpin now. At the moment, it looks like he just about might catch James Rigby. This is going to be crucial for himself and for the championship. With just a handful of races left in his career before he retires, Green Ninja Warrior doing anything he can, but he's now on 29 corner cuts. So he needs to keep it careful. I'm going to retire no left-hand field, says Danny, and Green hits the wall at the triple right-hander. Arrows won't work, he says. Does Danny. And Green Ninja Warrior.
Who put the safety car out on track?
Great. Okay, 9 seconds to
fucking
gap.
what?
It's like it's the medical car.
Jordy had to go,
That's
Jordy
the
had
one
to go.
Okay, it's fine. Dude,
Okay,
this
who-
medical.
oh, you're-
Yeah, I'm moving it, but dude, this medical car sucks in reverse. Like it just doesn't move in reverse.
Yeah, I know that was a problem when I.
It doesn't even.
accidentally smacked
Okay,
the
I'm like
wall at
stuck
one
on.
point.
Okay, there we go. Green's on. Yeah, Green's on the lead lap. We let him by. All right. Well, yeah. Obviously, it's how blue flags work, mate. All right. But. Yeah, there's that. So Bacon has let his teammate through to see if Green can go on and win this race, which would be, if I'm not wrong, his 31st win. I keep messing up his wins. I think he has 30. I've checked, and I believe, like, the stats say 30. So this should be
Damn,
his 31st if he were to win it.
This is incredible racing with everyone being 1 CC away from a penalty. Somehow,
Damn.
some people have had that for 10 laps now and still haven't had a CC. Incredible
Oh.
how when you're set or when you have stuff like this, sudden stuff happens. Now it's actually interesting. James used a alternative strategy because of this, so
Right. And the gap is down to about 5 seconds. Lap 27 to 30, and James Rigby just praying now that that checkered flag comes sooner rather than later, as Green Ninja Warrior is rapidly approaching him. But remember, Green is also on 29 corner cuts. He can see the Rusties ahead in the background. Pixel with a 5-second time penalty for excessive corner cutting now. There's the
apologies
Rusties,
for
blue
making
flags.
for spelling mistakes, but
Oh, there's a
I
wrong
can't
facing
see-
Braun. There's a wrong facing Audi, and that is Pixel going the wrong way. He is driving in reverse, but
I think Pixel is done, so
I don't know. He probably just gave up or something. But he is facing the wrong way. I got bored again. I can see. All right. And
oh,
he's
he's
just-
6th. Interesting for everyone behind because now everyone moves up if he
yeah.
messes about.
Well, crucially, for the battle out in front, Green Ninja Warrior can now fully see the Rusties of James Rigby right ahead of him. I think the tire strategy that Rusties were trying to pull, I don't think it was worth it. Maybe the arrow keys would have been worth it. Bruh, okay. Well, Green Ninja Warrior now right on the rear end of James Rigby. Of course, lap 28 of 30. And this is the lap where James Rigby is severely going to be under pressure by the Brown GP. Green trying to be later on the brakes to the inside. Jam going to defend it, but he's basically nearly powerless to defend. And Greninja Warrior, much better grip, much better confidence. And James Rigby to make things matter, or make things worse for him. A 5-second time penalty for excessive corner cutting. And he's been overtaken by Greninja Warrior as he now leads the US Grand Prix once again. Shut up, Pixel. You don't know how hard this job is. So,
Jordy, just for a question, is there an ability to somehow move the standings because they're blocking what I'm typing in the race control panel?
I don't think there is. So, unfortunately, no. I'm trying to open FGC and see if it can load to see what the result was last season. I'm gonna leave last season Sam now with a 5-second time penalty. Speaking is quite hard, Pixel. It's quite hard. Alright. Approaching lap 29 now. I'm trying to see if freaking FGC could load, bro. This thing is so ass. Oh my god. Alright, well. Penultimate lap of the Grand Prix has now started. James Rigby has been overtaken. He's still choosing not to pit. Epic Lexer, I think he's even closing in on him. Yeah, Epic's probably within striking range of Jam. So, there's that. And Chris, I believe. Yeah, Chris isn't that far behind either. Where's Oiskry? Oiskry's, where's he at? He is, okay, quite a ways behind. Bit of a lonely race for Oiskry, but I wonder if Jam were to get overtaken by Epic, if he will purposely give up his podium to give it to Chris and help him out in the standings, at least a little bit. Speaking of an overtake, here comes Epic onto the gravel. Bit of an interesting line to take and place to overtake, but James Rigby, you can see how slow he has to go through the hairpin. Epic Lexer, much more grip, and he's gonna get a better exit out of the hairpin, and he's probably gonna make the overtake by the time this straight finishes. In the turn 12 we go. Epic much more deeper on the brakes, and an easy overtake for him. So Epic Lexer now up into second place with the fastest lap as well. So, and FGC still hasn't loaded, so great. Alright, well, let's see. How much does James choose to back off Bruno with a 10-second time penalty now? Does James choose to back off to help his teammate? We shall see. Big Ninja Warrior has now started his final lap of this US Grand Prix. Has never once won in the United States before. This is going to be his first victory in the US, of course, once he completes this lap. Various attempts of trying came close last season, won the race on track, but due to a time penalty, lost it. This time, no penalties have had to intervene with him today. He's sitting on 29 cc's.
Not yet.
Not yet, but yeah. It has been a dominant show of display by Greninja Warrior as we complete the final, or the first sector, and he's now onto the back straight.
Dominant show of display.
Shut the fuck up! Yo, you know what I meant. You know what I meant. God damn it. Alright. Commentating is hard. You don't even do it whenever I'm not here. So, I don't want to hear it. Alright. Well, Green, into the final sector now. Finally, is going to take a race win at a circuit that he absolutely adores. Has always wanted to win in the US, and he's going to finally do it. Drifting his way through the penultimate corner. It's going to be a first victory in the United States as Greninja Warrior. He wins the US Grand Prix. It says lap 31 of 30, but the race is over. Green wins in the United States. Epic Lexer will come home to finish in P2, and James Rigby looks like he will not give up his podium to Chris, and he's actually, oh, never mind, he's backing off at the line. Where's Chris in all of this? He's coming around the final corner. James Rigby, he's teasing him, but he's going to be the bigger man, and he's let Chris finish on the podium. James Rigby will finish P4, and a 5-second time penalty. He's actually going to finish P5 because he's behind Oiskry, so there's that. But Chris has thanked them, so GG's to that. And yeah, that is the race in the US.